Ladies and gentlemen, it's with a heavy heart that we bring you tonight's broadcast. As today, the OP racing community mourns the loss of a friend and fellow driver, Randall Cobb. A valued member of our racing family for many seasons, Randall saw victory lane 7 times and led the field to green 10 times in his illustrious career. Not only was Randall a force on the track, but behind the scenes had a major role in the growth of the league with his involvement in the Hall of Fame. OP and all its entire community mourns this tremendous loss and sends their thoughts and prayers to the entire Cobb family. He will greatly be missed. Tonight's race is in memory of Randall Cobb, the number 52. He will race on in us, because without you, there would be no us.
Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight you in name, the name of the brave. We are the U.S. of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save. Stand of the brave, the U.S. of A. Oh, Satan's that star spangled banner gave way for the land of the free. And the
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching Maxspeedtv.
Are you ready? Are you ready for the comeback? Yeah. Are you ready for the comeback? You know we the ones that ready for whatever. We gon' have to show them something, man. Let me see them hands up all the way front back. You don't understand that I'm doing what you can't with no cap. This is the return of the one. You ain't see him coming, you just heard drums. They've been ready for the battle. Any person that comes got the weight of the world on them. Yeah, they're too strong. I might have been down, not out. It's on sight, you gon' figure that out. And I might have been down, not out. Only one thing I gotta know now. So are you ready for the comeback? Yeah. Are you ready for the? Huh? Are you ready for the comeback? You know we the ones that. Let me see them hands up all the way front back. Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback? Now I see you with your bad self. If you into taking L's, then I can't help. I'll be the self-made champ, look at my belt. I built this all from the ground up, this all by myself, y'all know. This is the return of the one. You ain't see him coming, you just heard drums. They've been ready for the battle, any person that comes got the weight of the world on them, yeah, they're too strong. I might have been down, not out. It's on sight, you gon' figure that out. And I might have been down, not out. Only one thing I gotta know now. So are you ready for the comeback? Yeah. Are you ready for the? Huh? Are you ready for the comeback? You know we the ones that. Let me see them hands up all the way front back. Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a special episode of Maxspeedtv on a Monday night. Of course, this is our normal night, but tonight is a special race, memorial race for Randall Cobb. Of course, Randall was instrumental in the growth of OP Racing, and we are honored to be able to broadcast this tonight. I'm going to bring Mr. Jimmy Reynolds up to the booth real quick. Jimmy, it's such an honor, man, to memorialize and be able to bring maybe a little bit of distraction of everything that's going on with this Randall Cobb Memorial Race tonight, buddy. Thank you for letting me know what was going on and getting me some information here. Just didn't know if you wanted to maybe say a few words or not, bud.
Yeah, thank you for doing this tonight. I just want to send my condolences out to his family, and it's saddening to hear that, especially at a younger age like that. we sure enjoyed racing with him for many, many, many seasons. We've missed racing with him lately, of course, and we're gonna miss racing with him in the future. And like I said, my condolences go out, and he will be greatly missed for sure.
Well, you always say, Jimmy, without you, there'd be no us. And from my understanding, that falls very true with the contributions and everything that Randall has done for OP.
Absolutely. He was here for a very long time. Did a lot of stuff for the league, and a lot of the guys here know him and race with him, and we're saddened. It's a shock to us, and wish we didn't have to be going through this. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. It's like I was talking to Anthony English a little bit earlier before I went live here. We are such a tight knit community, me included. Because I do get to run with you guys sometimes, especially in the off season when you have your special races, and then on Wednesday nights when I can. But we are such a tight-knit community, and what happens to somebody in our community really affects us all.
It does, and that's what OP. That's what we always strive after. What Alex started, and Cody and Robert, when they started OP, they want a community over anything else, and that's what we try to do, and that's what we're trying to keep going. Is have a good community, and that takes a variety of people to have that, and when something like this happens, it hits us pretty hard as well, because you get to know each other, running with each other, and you get to run teams on Mondays, and those guys that ran with him for such a long time got to know him real good. I've ran with him in a few different leagues and and open races and stuff, and it was a pleasure, and yeah, we just want to send our condolences out.
Well, I know we still got a few minutes left of practice. Before I let you go, I noticed there's some guys that are running some different paint schemes tonight.
Yeah, this paint scheme here is what Les Levy put together for him. I think this was the last one he made for him. So let's put this together today with the memorial on it, and Pete ended up posting it out on Trading Paints, which is a program that we use to load some of our paints up on our truck. And I don't know exactly how many have the paint on their truck, but a lot of us are running the paint tonight in memorial, and yeah, it was. I want to reach out to those two guys and say thank you for putting all that together and having that ready for the racers to be able to do that.
Well, I'm actually looking at Andrew Schroeder. He's running that Hooters paint scheme, and it's kind of funny. It's got Randall on the hood with a coconut drink in one hand, and it looks like maybe another adult beverage in the other with no shirt on. So
right.
That
right.
seems like the character that Randall was. Unfortunately, I don't think I ever got to race with him. I think I came into OP right at the end of his career. So, but from talking to you guys and listening to some of the stories that you guys have told, it's a sad, it's a hard loss to take. I know, but. We're going to make it through, and hopefully we do him and his family proud tonight, buddy.
Absolutely.
All right, well, I'm going to let you go, Jimmy. Thanks for taking the time to visit with us. We're going to get through our stuff here, and good luck tonight, brother.
Thank you. Hope to get to talk to you later.
All righty.
All right.
All right, folks. Well, as you can see, we're on Andrew Schroeder's truck. We've got several guys that is running this paint scheme. Rick Sanchez, Jeff Crosby Sr., kind of looking through here. Peter DeBorgia running that paint scheme. Hunter Reynolds is running it. I believe Eric Laurie is running a black one. Gabe Butler's running it. Rick Sanchez. Jimmy Reynolds, of course. I don't see Lynn McNeese. Mark Mann is running that. David Overstreet is running it. I see the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. running that. Alex Giffen is not. Dave Hunt is not. Anthony English is actually running the number of 52, which was Randall's number. So, well, folks, we are done with practice. We are going to get into qualifying. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and pop up our point standings here real quick. Now that for some reason my Stream Deck's not working, but right now Stephen Littrell, the only driver with 2 wins on the season. Gabe Butler, Mark Mann, Brian Wang, Hunter Reynolds, Josh Ball, Jeff Crosby Jr., Jimmy Reynolds, and Steve Korsak, all with wins. Kilday right there, though, leading the points field at plus 95. Nate Warren at plus 55. Zach Workman at plus 29. Dustin Lawson at plus 18. Looks like Zach Fritch at plus 17. Kenny Reel at plus 13. Lynn McNeese above the bubble at plus 4. Rick Sanchez at just below the cut line at minus 4. Richard Kuhn at minus 12. Peter DeBorgia minus 17. Andy Brigante at a minus 23. Last week, our race winner, Stephen Littrell, getting his second win. Josh Ball in second. Jeff Crosby Sr. in third. Eric Laurie in fourth. Nate Warren in fifth. Looks like Jimmy Reynolds and Adam Kilday was your stage winners last week, so big shout out to those guys. Here's our most points for the last 3 races. Adam Kilday with 120. Nate Warren with 104. Jeff Crosby Jr. at 102. Jimmy Reynolds at 100. And Stephen Littrell at 93. So... and my SDK is not wanting to refresh. Oh, there we go. We are about 3.5 minutes from the end of qualifying. Let me get my qualifying bar up here. Hopefully it will work right. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and get to our pre-race analytics real quick. 78-degree air temp, 78% humidity, cloudy with a 3-mile-an-hour wind. Track temperature at 89 degrees, so fairly decent track temperature tonight out here. Of course, we're at my least favorite track of 08 Bumpy Road at Daytona. The times are starting to come in. Dustin Logston right now sitting in that top spot. And let me see. I got to get my my stuff up here. And oops. Give me just a second, folks. There we go. Now I'm in business over here with SDK. Of course, I got to give a shout out to the Nerdy Twos guys. They're the ones that hooked me up with the overlay system that I'm using now. So big shout out to those guys. And of course, we got Chevyland down in Shreveport, Louisiana. Our Maxspeedtv Green Flag sponsor. Right now, Alex Green looking at taking over the top spot. Of course, Alex out there in chat not running his paint scheme. But he has a custom one with his number on the back tailgate and him on the spoiler. So Josh Ball has jumped out to the front there with the 51.76. Looks like he's just a little bit faster than Peter DeBorgia, who's sitting in that P2 spot with about a little over a minute left of practice. So, of course, again, all of us here at Maxspeedtv sending our thoughts, prayers, and our hearts out to the Cobb family for your terrible loss. We again, you know, when it happens to community, like I said, it happens to everybody. So, well, Rodney, it is an absolute pleasure. Again, brother, we are praying for you and your family. All of y'all are in our thoughts and prayers. Just hope that we will do him proud tonight as we get ready to wrap up. Josh Ball, it looks like he is going to be your pole sitter tonight for the Randall Cobb Memorial Race here. So we'll find Josh Ball down here. And no, they changed it. There's some jokers in OP, I'm telling you. It's supposed to be the No Presta race team, but let me get Josh up here real quick. Well,
Number one.
Josh Ball.
Oh.
Hey, well, hey, buddy, how are you?
Hey. I don't know. I never get this interview, so this is the first time I've gotten the poll forever.
Well, Josh, I'm going to tell you, you got some jokers in OP because they changed y'all's team channel from No Presta to No Pasta.
Oh, No Pasta? Oh, my gosh.
I just seen that and I just started laughing, man. But, well, brother, congratulations on the pole, man. It's a very special race tonight. Of course, you know, we are remembering Randall out here tonight and everything that he's done for OP. It's got to be, a little bit, a little bit on the sentimental side getting this pole position tonight.
Yeah, we went out there actually on our first lap and we had some issues, so we pulled it back in and went for a second lap and got on the pole here. And everybody's got the stuff on their car for Randall tonight, so hopefully we'll be able to stay up front all night and then be able to bring it home for him later tonight. Well,
of course, we are at my least favorite track, Josh. I hate this track. I don't know how many times I've said it, but 08 Daytona is not the easiest track to run.
No, you're right. I mean, there's not as much three-wide racing. Last week when we were at Talladega, it was a very clean race, and three-wide was easy, so it happened a lot. But tonight, I don't think that's going to be as much that you see. But, we'll try. I'm sure that we'll wide it up a couple times and make for a good show, but hopefully not too much.
Well, let's hope not. Well, buddy, congratulations on that pole tonight. Good luck out there, and, give them all you got, dude.
Thanks.
All right, we'll get him back down to the No Pasta team channel. I'm sorry, I couldn't help. That is so funny that they did that. Bunch of jokers we've got here tonight, guys. But we're going to go ahead and get to our Maxspeedtv starting grid. Josh Ball on the pole there, as you can see. Let me get this out of the way. On his outside, Peter DeBorgia. Starting row number 2 on the inside, Alex Green. To his outside, Jeff Crosby Jr. Starting row number 3, Hunter Reynolds. And his outside, his dad, Jimmy Reynolds. Row number 4, Zach Fritch and Alex Giffen. Row number 5, Adam Kilday, Eric Laurie. Row number 6, Dustin Loxton, Anthony English. Row number 7 will be Rick Sanchez and Les Levy. Row number 8, Steve Rada, Stephen Littrell, the Battle of the Steves. Row number 9, Adam Schramm and Vicente Guerrero, the No Presta himself. Row number 10, Zach Workman and Jeff Crosby, a senior. Row number 11, Andrew Schroeder, Dave Hunt. Row number 12, Nate Warren and Sean McCara. Row number 13 is going to be Gabe Butler and David Overstreet. Row 14, Mark Mann and Doug Johnson. And then rounding out the 29 car field will be that number 84 of Lynn McNeese. So again, you see all the Hooters trucks out there tonight in memory of Randall drove that Buck Wild race team Hooters truck. So a lot of guys are running that truck tonight. So we will try to get some up close and personals with some of these guys. We may try to interview them when we can. As we get ready to go green here, coming out of turn number 4. That pace truck will dive off down to a pit road, and we will get started. I'm going to try to do this. Hopefully, I won't lose my voice. Ooh, that camera angle I do not like. Let me raise this up a little bit. There we go. All right, green flag in the air. Chevy Land, green flag raising. Here we go, folks. for the Randall Cobb Memorial. Boogity, boogity, boogity. We are racing at Old Daytona. A good jump. As you see the field turning into 1 and 2. Josh Ball still out to the lead. Got the 3 of Alex Green right behind him. The 26 of Hunter Reynolds. 42 of Peter DeBorgia to his outside. Here comes the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. trying to get that outside line going. Then the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds right there with the 99 of Alex Giffen. Kind of looking back through a lot of, like I said, there's going to be a lot of confusion, a lot of Hooters trucks out there. You can see that sun glaring off of those trucks. Probably because I don't have it on that right there. As we get lap number 1 out of the way, and we're looking at the roof of the grandstands from the TV follow. Peter DeBorgia getting out to the front, but Josh Ball's not going to make it easy for him. As you can see that bumps in those turns, really rattling those trucks. We're looking at 3 wide. That is the 03 of Steve Rada to that outside line. Let me try to get a better camera angle here. There we go. Steve Rada is to the outside. Now you'll see the 52 truck out there. Let me find where's he at? That is Anthony English running the actual number of Randall Cobb in memory of Randall out there tonight. So that was the actual number that he did run during his tenure at OP. These guys so far doing pretty good. Ooh, the 3 of Alex Green kind of jumped up there to the inside of that. I think that is a 42 or the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. As we come back down the straightaway, we're still 3 right. Steve Rada on the outside. And that is the 071 of Eric Morey down there in the middle. With the 85 of Adam Kilday. Now Steve Rada's getting moved up towards that front. He's on the outside of the 99 of Alex Giffen. Bumpy Bobblehead Daytona, you are absolutely correct. Oh, we got one up into the wall. Jimmy Reynolds up there. No caution. We are still racing though, folks. We still are under grand here at 08 Daytona. Now I would venture to say we're probably looking at about 15 laps of fuel. I didn't quite get any of that information. There is a 62 of Les Levy out there, and I believe Randall ran with these checker flag guys, checker flag motorsports. That's Dave Hunt, David Overstreet, Lynn McNeese, Les Levy, Bubba Winningham. I do not see Bubba out here tonight, so we're Mr. Lynn McNeese. Lynn's back here running his 84 Western Auto. Doug Johnson kind of back here by himself, about 2 seconds behind Lynn. Maybe that checkup kind of got them pushed back. We're back up to the front. Josh Ball still in the lead down on the bottom, got the 33. Jeff Crosby Jr. right behind him. Then on the high side, Hunter Reynolds to his outside with the 071 of Eric Corey. And then the 5 of Rick Sanchez out there as well. Well, guys, we got 18 viewers. If you haven't hit that like button, please go ahead and hit that like button. Of course, I know the Cobb family is watching tonight, so let's show them some love and support in their time of need right now, and wish them all the best and peace and comfort as We still rolling on here. Josh Balls and Hunter Reynolds still side by side as we come into turns 1 and 2. We get a bird's eye view from our chopper cam. These guys are coming down the back stretch side by side all the way back through. We can see the 52 on the bed cover of the 3 of Alex Green. So paying his homage. So is Stephen Littrell. I didn't notice that earlier, but Stephen Littrell has the same thing on his with the Randall Cobb on the bed cover, and then we'll look at Alex Green's. His memorial to Mr. Cobb. So again, a lot of these guys are running the paint scheme. The BuckWildRacingHooters.com, as we're looking at Gabe Butler's truck right now. Again, with that picture of Randall there on the hood. We come back through the trioval here across the start-finish line. Josh Ball, still your leader. Got a pretty good lead right now on that outside line with the 33. Hunter Reynolds and team crew there is going to make up a little time coming through the corner, maybe make up that gap coming out of the corner because they get a pretty good run. Now we got the 19 of Zach Workman there to the outside. He does drop it back down in line there as we're side-by-side racing. Pretty much all through the field, all the way back to the 53 of Dave Hunt. The 88 of Gabe Butler, Les Levy, Steve Rada, Jeff Crosby Sr., Andrew Schroeder, Mark Mann. David Overstreet falling off the pace, about 11.5 seconds back. Now we got Lynn McNeese, Doug Johnson, and Jimmy Reynolds together back here on this backpack. As we come down the back straightaway once again. Now, Rodney, you'll have to tell me, buddy, it was just by looking at that picture on the trucks, Randall seemed like he was kind of a jokester and you know, lived life to the fullest, it looked like. So you can correct me. I didn't get a chance to run with him when I came into OP. I think he just quit racing with these guys maybe a few months before I started with OP. So I've heard the name, but I never got to race with him. Sorry, guys, I'm getting me a drink of coffee here. Now, usually Mike Taldo is up in the booth with me, but he had to work a little late. Said he might be a little late getting here. But what we're going to do here tonight, folks, in honors, we got some trucks coming down a pit road. That is Alex Green, Anthony English, and Adam Kilday. Adam had a little bit of issues there coming onto pit road, so early pit stop for these guys. Lap number 12 may be a planned pit stop for these guys. Well, that's going to put Rick Sanchez as your leader. As we look here at the TV follow cam, that is Rick on the inside there with the 071 of Eric Laurie and the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. The 19 of Zach Workman, the 14, that is Vicente Guerrero. Now here comes that lead group coming down pit road. Stephen Littrell, Josh Ball getting into one another, but we got happenings going on back here in the back. Guys coming onto pit road, Zach Fritsch, Steve Rada, Gabe Butler, Eric Laurie, Steve into that inside retaining wall. Les Levy, Rick Sanchez, Dustin Longston, Jeff Crosby Jr., Peter DeBorgia. Now here comes David Overstreet and Lynn McNeese. I was looking for Stephen Littrell. It looked like him and maybe Jeff Crosby Sr. getting into one another. Now Vicente Guerrero, Josh Ball, Nate Warren. Another mishap. Ooh, the 04 Mark Mann into the back of the 071 as they were coming in to pit road. But Adam Schramm down pit road, Zach Workman, Jeff Crosby Sr., Sean McCarr, Nate Warren, Stephen Littrell, Mark Mann, and Hunter Reynolds all coming down pit road. Well, you know, it's just the tire model that these guys have right now. Just it's starting to be more difficult because they're trying to keep their positions. So they're coming into pit road and not getting on the brakes until late. And then they have to get on them fairly hard, and that makes them, you know, that locks the brakes up and slides into pit road. But, like I was saying, when we hit lap 52, folks, we will have a moment of silence for Randall, because that was the number that he drove. We'll get a couple of laps of silence for the memory of Randall Cobb. Right now, Alex Giffen, your leader, Andrew Schroeder second, Dave Hunt third. Got Rick Sanchez, Peter DeBorgia right there together on the outside, coming around the 14 of Vicente Guerrero and the 19 of Zach Workman. Jimmy Reynolds still down on pit road, trying not to use his fast repair. Doug Johnson, there's Lynn McNeese and David Overstreet. Steve Rada by himself. Eric Laurie is there with Hunter Reynolds. And then Stephen Littrell, Sean McCara, Dustin Loxton running together. Then you got Gabe Butler, Zach Fridge, and Les Levy coming around the 15 of Jeff Crosby Sr. and the 16 of Nate Warren. I see you out there, Netsby. Rick right now currently in 5th, but he is caught up with this lead group. Or at least with this group anyway. They are they're actually gaining on the leaders as they're getting ready to come down pit road or come off of pit road. So that's going to put Rick Sanchez out in the lead right now. Peter DeBorgia second, Vicente Guerrero third, Anthony English fourth, Zach Workman in 5th. So looking back here, Adam Kilday, Jeff Crosby Jr., and Mark Mann are running together. And Josh Ball going down to the apron, but Josh will go a lap down. That way it kind of gives me an idea. So yeah, Josh Ball's a lap down. Doug Johnson is back here fixing it. He's probably going to go a lap down here shortly. Steve Rada, Lynn McNeese, David Overstreet, all right here together. Back up to the front, Peter DeBorgia, Rick Sanchez swapping places back and forth. It looks like Rick is going to get that lap led. But again, we are lap 18 of 100. We've had our first green flag pit stop with some, well, let's just say some interesting happenings coming onto pit road. Yes, like I was saying, Mike Taldo has been helping me out. We're trying to get him some airtime to get him to start broadcasting his own races. And maybe give me a break and fill in for me as a, we'll see what happens. I don't know. We haven't really discussed it. I did talk to Joshua Medlock, and he said he might show up, so we'll see what happens. As we hit lap 19, coming around turn number 2. Coming down the back stretch here. These guys getting ready to come into turn number 3 and 4 to finish out lap 19 to start lap 20. We'll see where we're at. We're coming up on lap traffic. That is the 83 of Doug Johnson. He's trying to give these guys room, staying on the outside. Peter DeBorgia does drop it down in front of the 5 of Rick Sanchez. A great job by Doug to keep out of the way. Now he should drop down. Keep an eye on him. He should have dropped down behind the 1 of Josh Ball, trying to get in that draft to keep from losing too much time. We are still on. We were on Doug Johnson, Adam Strom, Josh Ball. Josh Ball is a lap down, but he is trying to get his lap back. About 6 seconds behind, though, Andrew Schroeder. And this group coming up fast. That is the 62 of Les Levy and the 85 of Adam Kilday. Trying to get a run on the outside. They do get around the 48. Now you got the 12 of Zach Fritch, the 88 of Gabe Butler, the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. on the outside. And then Mark Mann back here. Well, let's go ahead and where he is. I want to see where Lynn's at. Lynn's right there behind the 46. And then where is Les at? Les Levy. He's up here in this big group, big wiggle there as we were watching Les and Adam. Now the 12 and the 88 both clear. Les get down on that bottom line. Trying to keep things going down there. As that outside line is trying to get a run going. Sit here looking, Zach Rich leading this group. He is about 7 seconds behind the lead group here of Zach Workman. Just over 7 seconds behind. And then out of this group, Eric Laurie. He is back here. I believe that is Hunter Reynolds with him back here. Now Mark Mann is catching up with that group right there, getting in the draft at the 15. Jeff Crosby Sr. goes to the outside. Mark is going to stay right there with him to stay in that draft. Rick Sanchez, though, and crew. That is Rick Sanchez, Anthony England, Peter DeBorgia, Alex Green, Vicente Guerrero, Adam Schramm, Zach Workman in this main group. Got the 83 of Doug Johnson tagging along. Zach Workman looking at the outside line. But battle for first right now between the 52 of Anthony English and the 5 of Rick Sanchez. Switching places back and forth, 1-2. We hit lap 24. Now, we will have a stage here, folks. This is stage racing. We got a caution out, lap 24. That's going to be the end of the stage. Looked like it was with Sean McCara. We'll take a look here and see right there. Sean McCara, Alex Giffen. Sean was just a little bit high. get on our chase view here. We kind of see, gets a bump, pushes Sean McCara up, and then Sean comes back down and gets hooked right there by the 99 of Alex Giffen. Well, that sends him down off the track. He's trying to lock it up, but sliding through that grass, almost goes up and over. Oh, collects the 88 of Gabe Butler. And that's what brought out the caution here. Right now, it looks like Rick Sanchez is going to be your Stage 1 winner. As we come down to pit road, we'll wait till he gets done with his pit stop, and then we'll bring Mr. Sanchez up in the booth. Rick having a pretty good run tonight. Up 12 spots, so not a bad start for Rick as Anthony slides through his pit box. Down there in Vendetta Motorsports. So we'll go ahead, and as he's coming out, we'll go ahead and bring Rick up to the broadcast booth. Rick, awesome job, buddy. Got the stage win under caution. Not the way you wanted it to happen, but hey, the stage win's the stage win, right?
Yeah, I was almost hoping for it because I thought Anthony was going to get me on the outside there at stage green, but yeah, I'll take it. I hadn't had too many of those.
Well, you know, we're special night tonight and running in memory
Absolutely.
of Randall. Man, just we're going to try to talk to you guys when we can. But any special memories that you want to share real quick about Randall and running with him?
Well, unfortunately, I didn't get a whole lot of chances to run with him. What I do remember is, he was, uneventful. In other words, he's a clean racer. You don't, he ran clean, so he didn't stand out. You know what I mean? And any of the stories I hear was he was a great guy, and short track, he'd kick your butt.
Well, it's just that you got those guys. That's kind of like you guys. Anthony, Gabe, Josh. You guys are just great on these super speedways, and you just run across those guys. They're aliens.
Yeah, that's what I heard about him. Was intermediate mile and a half, so he'd kick your butt out there.
So, well, awesome job, Rick. Congratulations, and man, good luck for the rest of the race.
All right, thanks, guys.
I'll get him back down. He is in Vendetta. Oh, let's see. Well, we know this guy has ran with him, but I want to get with Mr. Les Levy, because I know Les has run with him quite a bit. When Les gets off of the pit road here, we'll visit with Les real quick. We'll bring Mr. Les up to the booth. Les, buddy, we were just talking about this race being the memorial for Randall. And I know he ran with the checker flag guys for a little while, just kind of visiting with some drivers that may have knew him, may have ran with him, wanting to share any stories or anything in remembrance of Randall tonight, buddy.
Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, no, we're doing this for Randall, guys, for 52. One of the OGs, man, being 1-2, I miss him already. And I got to just say, respectful driver, level-headed, great guy to sit and chat with, never let things bother him, it seem. And, looked at this as at the end of the day, we're out here having fun. And just was a great teammate to have. Would always work with you, always asking how he can help you. Everything you read about him, good human being. We're all going to miss him.
Well, I gotta ask, man, about the picture on the hood of y'all's truck. Every time I see it, it cracks me up. Randall with the coconut drink in one hand, adult beverage in the other, with no shirt on.
Yeah, well, I found that. I'll leave my source to where I found that. But I'm not a social media guy, but I do know how to find some pictures on some guys. And, I ran into that one today, and it just kind of seemed to say, "Yep, that's Randall." So hopefully the family's enjoying that. I bet they were all there with him, and I could definitely see him being that kind of guy. Well, we're gonna go green here.
All right, buddy. Good luck.
Thanks, guys.
All right, as we go back green here, folks, that Chevy Lane green flag out once again. I know it took me a little bit longer to do that, but I do apologize as we get ready to get these guys going here. Right now, though, Anthony English, your leader, side by side with Alex Green, Peter DeBorgia, Adam Strom, Zach Workman rounding out the top 5. Man. These guys, I'm telling you, folks, great group of guys with this OP family, and there's just not much to say. I mean, you can see they're all jokesters, and I'm sure that Randall probably fit right in with these guys. Looking at that picture, it just cracks me up to see that. Because honestly, that seems like something I would do. Wear no shirt with a coconut drink in one hand. So, Rick Sanchez is falling back to that 17th spot. David Overstreet still down on a pit road. Try to get David up here. He is coming off a pit road, so we're going to let him do his thing. Ooh, we're looking at some 3 wide back here with the 62, I think, of Les Levy. No, who is that? That is the 88 of Gabe Butler. There on the outside with Zach Fritch, and the 26 of Hunter Reynolds taking this 3 wide, and the run that they are getting on that outside line. Gabe drops it all the way down to that inside lane as Zach Fritch drops it to the middle. And there goes the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Kind of leaves the 16 of Nate Warren kind of out there by themselves. But these guys are having a hard time with these bumps out here on this old track. So again, not my favorite track at all. I would rather see this track be demolished, but these guys enjoy running it. It makes you have to wheel the truck and be a wheel man on this track. I have run it, and haven't done the greatest here, but I have run it. We're still 3 wide as the 3 of Alex Green gets stuck on the outside. Has no help with him. These guys are just back and forth. Alex Green is falling back. You can't get much draft when you're out there by yourself. Now Alex does fall back in the line here to stay in the draft. And then starting back here at Les Levy, we are single file. Rick Sanchez, Andrew Schroeder, Alex Giffen, Lynn McNeese, Mark Mann, Dustin Logston, Jeff Crosby Jr., Stephen Littrell falling back. Jimmy Reynolds bringing up the rear. David Overstreet out here back here by himself. And it looks like Doug Johnson is back there as well. We've got a caution come out, folks. Take a look here and see what happened. Looks like maybe... let's take a look here and see what it shows. That's David Overstreet. That was before the race even, or the green flag even come back out. Let's go ahead and do a rewind here, folks, while we got a little bit of time. Oh, come on. I see it right there. Vicente Guerrero getting sideways. He had the 3 of Alex Green behind him. Looking to see if maybe that was just, looked like maybe just a slight off-center push. Oh, try to bump him up there, but hit him a little too hard on that outside corner off-center, and that sent him down. And then the 071 of Eric Laurie pancakes the inside wall. Hit that left front. You can see that fender's already inside that fender well, and then he comes back down and taps the inside wall again. As we go back live, Eric Laurie down on pit row. Peter DeBorgia is going to be your leader. Lap 34 of 100. Let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and bring this guy up to the booth. Lynn McNee, Steve up in the booth. Man, very special night race that we're doing tonight for Randall. And of course, I know he ran with the CFM guys for a little bit from what I was told. Did you get to run with him at all?
Yeah, I would run with him. I think he even run some of the NSRA days back in the years ago.
Well, you know, we're trying to get with drivers as we can. Again, you know, we all are thinking about Randall's family and you know, sending our prayers, love, and support to their family.
Most definitely.
So, but just kind of get with drivers. Any funny stories or anything that you have about Randall? Was he always pretty serious out on the track?
Yeah, you didn't hear a lot out of him. You know, he was, you know, usually pretty much going ready to race, trying to win, and a real good driver to race with. You know, so he was. You knew you could draft with him and race with him. So you know, I really hate to hear it, and condolences to the family. I mean, that's just, that's tragic right there. All of a sudden.
Yes, it is. Well, Lynn, thanks for taking time. We're going to try to get another interview in here before you guys go back green, buddy.
All right, thank you.
All right, get him back down there. Well, we're going to go ahead and bring this guy up here because I know that this guy has ran with Randall at some point throughout his career. Mark Mann, running that Hooters paint scheme for Randall tonight, brother. Thanks for being out here and helping us honor, from what I'm understanding, a good guy.
Oh, absolutely. Randall was the best of us as a person. I mean, every interaction that I had with him was positive, whether it be the messages or on track. I mean, he was a good guy, and this is the absolute least that we can do over here is to honor him and, you know, an iRacing sim that he loved to do. And, you know, we haven't raced with him a couple seasons, but he always talked about coming back. And, you know, we're going to miss Randall. And, you know, my heart goes out to his family and, you know, prayers and just absolute awful situation when somebody goes young.
Unexpectedly like that. Absolutely. Well,
terrible.
Well, Mark, you know, we're trying to make the best of it, you know, to honor him and hopefully have a good showing. But, man, thanks for taking the time to visit with us. And, you know, you guys got a few more laps till stage break again. But we are going to have a moment of silence we'll do it after the stage break because you guys will probably be going green about the lap 52. So we will figure something out here, buddy. Good luck.
Yeah, and the last time I talked to Randall was he shot a monster buck last season, and really nice buck with his dad's 30-06, and we were talking. I asked him if it was a Remington 7600 pump, so I wasn't sure, but I think he said it was a 760. I could be wrong on that, but that was a great buck that he killed last year, and just happy hunting, Randall, in heaven, and it's really sad, but my heart goes out to his family on behalf of Mara and I and the whole community.
Absolutely. Good luck, Mark.
Thanks, brother.
We'll get him back down into that Vendetta Motorsports. The Chevrolet green flag came back out while we were talking to Mark, Zach Rich, Anthony English, battling it out here for 1-2. That is Anthony on the outside running Randall's truck number tonight in honor of Randall. Is Zach getting a little bit loose coming into that mid corner out of turn number 3 and 4 here. We come back to that start finish line for lap 37. Anthony English, your leader. Rich in second. Kilday third. Josh Paul fourth. Sean McCara in a fifth. Now we got 3 wide action again here, folks. That is number 48 of Andrew Schroeder to the outside with Rick Sanchez, and 19 of Zach Workman. Making it 3 wide. That is Alex Giffen in the bottom. Ooh, Sean McCarr getting a little bit loose there on that middle line. Anthony drops it down in front of the 12. Josh Ball getting hooked up with the 12. 12 down on the apron a little bit. Got to be careful about that, because coming back on the track, that bump right there can be a recipe for disaster. That outside line kind of slowing it down just a little bit as Adam Kilday in that middle line with the 71 of Sean McCara. Trying to get pushed out there, and the 19 of Zach Workman. Ooh, door to door. The 48 of Schroeder did not save it. And we got guys flying everywhere. Sanchez in the wall. Giffen in the wall. Workman getting caught up. Sanchez. Man, we got several trucks. Looked like Alex Green was able to get it shut down. Jeff Crosby Jr. getting a piece of it. Looks like Doug Johnson and David Overstreet have taken their trucks behind the wall. Let's take a look here and see if we can see what happened. It was on Andrew Schroeder. Schroeder got a bump there by the 5, it looked like. Well, actually started right there with Andrew on that outside line. Now that bump on that high line, a little bit of door there by the 19 coming up into the door. Schroeder up into the wall, tried to save it, thought he was going to have it saved, and then right there, right nowhere really for Rick Sanchez to go, and that just caught Rick in the front fender, sends him up into the wall, or sends Schroeder up into the wall. Alex Giffen, just nowhere for Alex to go. We see guys dropping down to the apron, cutting through the grass. That is the 42 of Peter DeBorgia. We're looking to see as Alex Giffen's trying to get it shut down. And that is, looks like the 62 of Les Levy dodging that as well. Well, let's see. ahead and bring. We'll go ahead and bring Peter up to the booth. Pete, man, you somehow dodged that, buddy. But of course, we're running this special race tonight in remembrance of a guy that played an integral part of OP racing, buddy. Thanks for, I think you had a part of getting these paint schemes out to everybody. So thanks for that. I know we've got the Cobb family out there watching tonight, trying to get with drivers. Maybe they want to share a story, funny story, or just their experience with Randall and overall.
Well, I'm running a slightly different scheme than most of the other cars out there tonight. If you can tell by the purple spoiler and splitter there, this is Randall's last playoff truck that he ran in season 8 of Wednesdays a couple years ago. And there was a race in particular that he was running this car in, and he was leading at the white flag, and I was pushing him, and he was just afraid of Mark Van on the outside, so they went to block him, and they got a little swirly, and it kind of gave me the win there. And I DM'd him immediately after the race, saying, I was so committed to you, I wanted to push you to this win. And, we were laughing and goofing off about it. It's one of the big memories I have of him. He wasn't my teammate, but he was always a cool guy to reach out and talk to once in a while. And, I wasn't around at the very beginning for his time here. I didn't start until he'd probably been here for 3 or 4 seasons. But the 4 or 5 seasons that we ran together after that, the guy, always tried so hard. That's kind of what's awesome about this race tonight. You notice how hard everyone's pushing, how kind of wobbly it is around, bumpy Daytona. Randall wasn't world class, perfectly straight line driver. He was throwing everything out there, he was wobbling places, but he was fighting with every tooth and nail to help the car in front of him at all times. And I think that some people are channeling. I'm feeling that way. You can see me. I'm second in line there. I'm bouncing all over the place and making sure I'm pushing the guy in front of me as best I could. If you had that Hooters car in your mirror, you knew you were going somewhere. It was either right to the front, or sometimes you were getting turned around, but he was going to die trying to help you. So, I wish I got to know him better. I wish I pushed him to that win, too. It's just, you never know of these things. And I've never even been to Kentucky, but it's, that's going to be the person that I associate with it whenever I think about the state moving forward. And, to everyone out there watching, my hearts and prayers to you guys. Obviously, he means way more to you. It's way closer to you guys. And he was just a flash in the pan in our lives, but made such an impression. I can't imagine how incredible of a person he was. So, I'm glad that we were able to put this together and so many guys were able to. You see a lot of other cars out there. We've got a lot of new faces here. I don't think that they would have any disrespect. They would have appreciated them just as well. The one right in front of me, if you're watching on the broadcast, Dave Hunt, he's running his usual truck tonight. That is Randall's right-hand man. They were teammates in and out. I think Randall would probably look down on Dave if he was in a Hooters truck. He didn't wear his actual team uniform. So Buck Wild Racing represent. That's the last guy standing. The other guys are all part-timers. So thank you, Randall. Thank you, Cobb family, and may his memory live on. And it's thoughts and prayers to you guys. You're in our hearts right now.
Absolutely. Well, good luck, Pete. We're gonna get you back down to your race room, buddy.
All right, thank you.
All right, as we get ready to go back green for that Chevy Land green flag, we'll get looking at our flag stand. You see the flagman with that flag in his hand. The pace truck will dive off down to pit road once again at lap 41 of 100. Of course, 10 laps if they have a caution at lap 51 as Chevy Land green flag back out once again. Here we go, folks, back on the loud pedal. But if we have a caution after lap 51, after 46, that will end the stage number 2. So, but we will do a moment of silence for Randall as soon as we can. We try to do it at lap 52. If they go green, we'll do it after they get started and come back around the start-finish line. Oh, the 42, Peter DeBorgia on the outside. We're 3 wide here. Gabe Butler in the middle. Peter does have some help out there with him. I believe that is the 15 of Jeff Crosby Sr. So we'll try to get an interview with Dave Hunt here as soon as we can. Don't want to do it right now with them in the middle of the race. Storm Chasing David Casper out there. I see Bubba out there as well. Yeah, I don't know what happened to David O. He just, during that pace lap, he just straight shot down into the wall. So are 3 wide, and I'm going to tell you, this takes some courage and some guts to go 3 wide at Bumpy Daytona as we see the 81 of Dustin, or is that Steve Rada? That was Steve Rada, the 03 of Steve Rada scraping the wall. Lap 44 in the books now, folks. We're coming out of turns 1 and 2. Ooh, we're going to have a caution right here. Dave Hunt is involved in that. Let's take a look to kind of see what happened here. I think this was the... Where is my mouse at? Now let's get on our chase view here. It looked like the bumps got to the best of the drivers there. Right here we see dropping down, got into the side of Adam Schramm. Dave Hunt gets out of whack. That is the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. The 15 of Jeff Crosby Sr. The 03 of Steve Rada. Trying to look. There is Hunter Reynolds going around. It looks like everybody was able to miss the carnage. Well, nope. There's the 04 of Mark Mann, just right into the back of. And then Jeff Crosby Jr. tags Hunter as well. Well, that's going to take us back out to the live view here. Well, let's see where Mr. Dave Hunt is. He back out on the track? Well, Dave is coming down pit road, so we'll let him get his pit stop in. So we will have a shootout for the stage, I believe. I'm going to keep an eye on Dave Hunt here. Well, let's see. We'll go ahead and bring Dave up here real quick. Dave, buddy, I know you're down there getting some damage fixed, but I was told you were Randall's right-hand man for a while there. We're just kind of talking to drivers that personally knew him and maybe see if they wanted to give him a shout-out and a shout-out to the family.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Randall invited me into when it was Buck Wild Racing. I was part of the team. Just an outstanding gentleman, and thoughts and prayers go out to his family there. That's all I really. That's it. It's something else.
All right, brother. Well, you know, I know it's hitting guys pretty hard, but I know the family appreciates all of us out here running tonight, or all of you guys out here running tonight, and in honor of Randall. But good luck, buddy. Get your damage fixed, and hopefully we'll see you back out on the track soon.
Yeah, I remember a time when he showed up, when he surprised us when he showed up to race, and that was probably one of the last races I raced with him. But man, I'll always remember it. Good guy.
All right, brother. Well, good luck, man. Get that damage fixed. Let's get you back out on the track, dude.
All right, thank you.
We'll get him back down to his room. Let me check something, guys, and I will be right back. All right, folks, I did confirm we are going to have a 3-lap shootout for the stage. And then we will hopefully be able to get that moment of silence in for Randall here at lap 52. Well, as these guys come down the back stretch, I believe we are on the back stretch. We're going to go ahead and keep an eye on this. I was going to play a commercial here, but we're coming into turns 3 and 4. We're going to go back green here in just a second. For this 3-lap shootout for the stage, Anthony English right now swapping places with Zach Fritch 1 and 2. But Anthony looks like he is going to be your leader, so he will have race start control here, so it's going to be on him. Now, they don't necessarily have a restart zone here at Old Daytona, but you'll see a couple of lines on the ground. And that will technically is the restart zone. A pace truck will dive off down the pit road. There's the first line. Green flag back out, folks. Back on the loud pedal once again. Here we go, 3-lap shootout before the stage. Anthony English down on the inside. That is Zach Fritch on the outside. Adam Kilday, Sean McCarr right there on the inside line. Josh Fogg, Gabe Butler, Peter DeBorgia, Vicente Guerrero on that outside line. Stephen Littrell trying to close that gap to get caught up with that 71. Got some guys making some move. Going to take it 3 wide here once again. That looks like to be the A8 of Gabe Butler on the outside with Peter DeBorgia on that 3rd lane. Of course, you can see the bumps on those trucks bouncing everywhere. Anthony English still leading them back to the line. Going to lead another lap, lap 49 in the books. Lap 50. Will be the white flag for the stage. We come back around as they come back down the back stretch. We're going to go ahead and get on our chopper view here. So we're looking down at that lead group, that outside line of Gabe Butler, Peter DeBorgia, the 81 of Dustin Logston. They're trying to get something going out there. Good, kind of cool to see 3 Hooters trucks right there in a row. Oh, the 14 of Vicente Guerrero up and over. Well, that's going to bring out the caution. It looks like Zach Fritch will be the stage winner. Let's go back and take a look at what happened. That's not what I wanted to see. So we're going to go ahead and just do the rewind here. We get on Vicente Guerrero. As we get coming around turn number 4 here. We'll see Vicente Guerrero. I don't know if somebody got into him. Maybe a bad bump. Oh, right there, Nate Warren and Dustin Logston. Look like maybe a little bit of net code. Dustin may have been coming down just a little bit. Net code. See Dustin's truck kind of jump to the side. Well, that's going to get him down, right down into the 16 and into Vicente Guerrero in the 14. Vicente up on his side. Scraping down the wall as parts are flying off of his truck. That definitely is no Presta. As he slides from the top down to the bottom on the side of his truck. Oh, Nate Warren getting tagged again right there. And Well, I don't know if Vicente goes back upright. Nope, he is still on his side. He is trying to get the truck to come back over, but does not. So Vicente looks like he had to tow to the pits. Well, hang tight, folks. We are at stage break here, and we will get our stage winner in just a second. All right, folks, we are going to get with our stage winner here in just a second, but we are going to do a moment of silence. I don't know, I think they may have something kind of special planned out here for the trucks as we come to the start of lap 52. So we will do a moment of silence here, folks, for the 52 of Randall Cobb. All right, folks, appreciate that moment of silence for Randall here at OP Premier Series. We have caught up with our stage winner, Mr. Zach Fritch. Again, not really the way most of you guys want to win a stage under caution like that, but, you know, stage win, get you some bonus points for winning the stage. But with that being said, special night tonight that we're honoring a guy like Randall.
Oh, for sure. No other, nobody else could replace that guy. That guy was super friendly, you name it. I mean, when I first joined this league, he ended up full attention, you know, super helpful. I can only imagine what he was like in real life, outside the sim world. So, huge shout out to Randall Cobb and his family, and send my condolences to definitely his family and everything, especially since his dad used to also race here too. It's a very special guy, and I'm proud to say that he was able to push me to like one of my first Monday wins, and super grateful for that, and definitely won't go unnoticed. That's why I'm doing his scheme tonight.
Absolutely. A lot of guys running that paint scheme tonight, but Zach, congratulations. You guys are fixing to go green. I'm going to let you go. And,
Appreciate it.
You're Vendetta as well, right? Where are you at?
I'll move. You're good.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Zach gets moved back himself back down there. As race restart, Chevy Lane green flag back out once again on the loud pedal. Again, guys, I apologize. I get a little sidetracked. Forget where I pull these guys from, but David O out there in chat. David, we figured maybe you had some computer problems again, so we don't know. We just seen you dive off down to that inside wall under that caution, so I hope everything is okay on your end. As we are at back green flag racing, lap 54 of 100, guys. We are halfway through. Get ready to go. Oh, Josh Ball getting loose. That's going to get a lot of people out of whack. That's going to bring out another caution. Ooh, Josh saved it. I don't know how he saved that. Adam Schramm is showing that Adam crashed out. Rick Sanchez getting involved with it as well. Adam's got a lot of damage to his right front wheel, it looks like. And he's going to have to tow back to the pits. Let's take a look here if it will show us what happened. Of course, we've seen all the guys getting loose up there. The 04 of Mark Mann. Getting loose and turned around. Was able to save it. Sean McCara right there as well. But then we get back here to Adam. He gets to 81 in the back of him. Sends him down into the 5 of Sanchez. Peter DeBorgia goes down cutting the grass. Well, unfortunately, Adam had quite a bit of damage. It looked like the right front wheel broke on his truck. He is not able to get that thing going. He ends up towing to the pits. We'll go back live here if it'll let me. Uh-oh. Well, for some reason, there we go. Now we're back live with Adam Schramm. Looks like he used his fast repair to get back out on the track. Right now, Josh Ball coming down pit road, your leader. Everybody coming down pit road except for Vicente Guerrero. He's going to try to get his lap back here, folks. Unless he did get the lucky dog to get his lap back. So Anthony English, the first one out of pit road. We're going to go ahead and step aside and play a commercial here, folks, from our green flag sponsor, Chevyland in Shreveport, Louisiana. So go to chevyland.com. Check out their inventory. You can do everything online, the financing, everything right there online. If you can't make it to Shreveport, Louisiana, well, they'll deliver to you in the lower 48 states. And Chevyland.com. Hang tight.
Sizzling summer savings are yours for the taking at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Save now before the price adjustments kick in. Get up to $9,000 off MSRP on select new Silverado models or incredible 0% financing on select new Chevrolet vehicles. And the Chevyland Advantage, 12 months, no charge scheduled maintenance. Get the best deals at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland, your Silverado headquarters. Online at Chevyland.com.
All right, we are back. We are still under caution here. Lights on the pace truck are still on. Looking to see. Let's go ahead and we'll bring Andrew Schroeder up to the booth. Andrew, buddy, you're running one of the paint schemes for Randall tonight. Just curious if you were able to ever run with him, and if you were, what memories do you have of Randall?
Oh yeah, I've raced with Randall for a while. I didn't race teams with him or anything, but anybody you've seen these Hooters trucks, I've probably pissed. I'm guarantee you, I've pissed them off at some time. Randall's the only one that never yelled at me and never gave me shit ever. The rest of these guys, and it's fine. It's just like a big family, but yeah, I raced with Randall for a while. Only a couple seasons on Mondays because I didn't do Mondays for a while. I had other stuff going on, but really good dude. Always had fun with him, and I'm sorry to the family and everybody, and yeah, good dude, very good dude. Will be missed.
Absolutely. You know, I didn't get a chance to run with him. I think when I came in to the OP League, he had just just a few months prior to that, maybe had retired or quit racing. But from what I understand, was a great guy, great racer, and what I was told,
absolutely good guy.
If you've seen that Hooters truck beside you or behind you, you were guaranteed of one of two things: he was going to push you to the wind or push you into the wall.
Yeah, but if you screwed up, he didn't yell at you either. That's what I liked about it. Like I said, I pissed off everybody in this room. I've gotten yelled at by one time or another, but yeah, he it's one guy that never gave me shit. So.
All right. Well, good luck, Andrew.
That. I won't forget him. Yes.
And good luck out there, buddy. We'll talk to you later.
All right, buddy.
All right, we'll get him back down to that wicked race team. That's one thing I didn't do tonight, guys. I forgot to kind of do that, was show you our race teams. We're going to go ahead and start with our team Nerd Esports. That is Steve Rada, Jeff Crosby Sr., Peter DeBorgia, Richard Kuhn, and Dustin Logston. And then we have Team Checkered Flag Motorsports as we get ready to go back green here. Anthony English going to be your leader. Chevyland green flag out once again on the loud pedal. Here we go, lap 57. But back to our team's Checker Flag Motorsport. Bubba Winningham, David Overstreet, Dave Hunt, Les Levy, and Lynn McNeese. Team Bootnaka, that's going to be Duke Conrad, Jimmy Reynolds, Hunter Reynolds, Eric Laurie, and Gabe Butler. Team Wicked, we just talked to Andrew Schroeder, consists of Andy Brigante, John Guerrera, Doug Johnson, and Alex Giffen. Team FSR, that's Fuel Sim Racing, that's the 12 of Zach Fritsch, the 16 and 8 Warren, the 19 of Zach Workman, the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr., and the 71 of Sean McCara. Team Vendetta, that's going to be Alex Green, Mark Mann, Rick Sanchez, Adam Kilday, Rick Seabrands, Anthony English, and James Mayer is going to be your part-timers for that team. Team No Presta will be the number 1 of Josh Ball. Kenny Real, Vicente Guerrero, Stephen Littrell, Adam Schramm. But then their part-timers is going to be Stephen Miles and Brandon Pfeiffer. Well, then we got Team Dell Cup. That is Brian Wayne, Steve Korsick, Kevin Freeze, and Sebastian Marin, the part-timers. We are back green flag racing, though. 36 of Stephen Littrell out to the front. I got the 3 of Alex Green right there, but Alex goes to the outside in front of the 04 of Mark Mann. Going to give Alex a shove as the 52 is right behind the 36 of Stephen Littrell. Well, the 52 was Randall's number that he drove here in OP, being run tonight by that 44 of Anthony English. But, we're going to have a wreck here, folks. Guys coming down off of that top line. Oh, we see parts flying, big crash back behind them. Alex Green involved, the 48 of Andrew Schroeder, Steve Rada, Adam Schramm. Alex Giffen may have got a piece of that. Peter DeBorgia getting a piece of it. Mark Mann getting a piece of it as well. Because Andrew Schroeder's having a hard time getting back going there, but finally does. We kind of seen what happened. A little bit of dooring going on up at the front. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Looks like the 04 of Mark Mann was right behind the 3. Slid up, got the 3 of Alex Green down low. Well, Littrell coming, just stuck to the 3 like a magnet. And it just collects a lot of trucks. Dave Hunt getting a piece of it. We see all the cars down below. Les Levy, Jeff Crosby Jr., Sean McCarr, Dustin Logston, Rick Sanchez, Jimmy Reynolds, Peter DeBorgia, Steve Rada, Josh Ball, Vicente Guerrero, Zach Workman. Just chaos, guys, chaos. We're going to watch these guys here as we get ready to... Most of them, I think, are going to come down pit road. And I want to get with, I guess he is the team captain of this No Presta team. We'll wait till he comes out of his pit box. That's the 14 of Vicente Guerrero. Yeah, that was probably one of the biggest ones I've seen. So we're going to go ahead. Well, let's bring up. We're going to go ahead and bring up Vicente. Vicente, buddy, I don't know if you were able to run with Randall at all in your time here at OP. But we're just kind of visiting with drivers. Well, also, you guys got some jokers because they changed your team name in Discord from No Presta to No Pasta.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah. Yeah, that's a whole lot of nut Presta.
Yeah, exactly. Now, did you ever get to run with Randall in your time here at OP?
You know, I don't remember. I have to go back and look and see because I know that I've been here for at least, I want to say 2-3 years at least now.
Okay.
Not more, I forget. But yeah, that name does ring a bell. Like, I mean, it looks familiar and stuff like that. Sorry, you know, sorry for OP's loss there, you know, and everybody and his family and stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Now, just as a driver's aspect, you know, we did turn this into a memorial race for Randall. As a driver, just real quick before you guys get ready to stack it up here, how special is it for you guys to be able to run these memorial type races?
I think it's really special. I mean, you know, like when somebody passes away, and you know, to be running for somebody, you know, to recognize them and what they've done and accomplished, and thinking of them and their families and stuff like that, to put a show on for them, I think it's really good for us here at OP. I'm glad. I'm happy that they put something on for Randall.
Well, of course, we're always glad to see you out there, buddy. Good luck. You guys are going to be going back green here in just a minute. We'll send you back down to the No Pasta team channel, and hopefully we'll get to talk to you here in a little bit, man.
10-4, you take it easy.
All right. So, again, we got guys that's, you know, been here several years that may or may not have got to run with Randall, but yet they, like he said, they're still out here trying to put on a good show. In memory, of course, all the stuff that Randall has done. I was looking back through the chats here, and I did a little bit of research prior to. So Randall had 268 total OP starts. And again, 7 wins here at OP. I was looking at his overall iRacing stats, and he started in over 300, almost 400 races, and has quite a few wins under his belt before I think he finally stepped away for a little bit. So a lot of accomplishments, and excuse me, again, a big, shout out to him for what he did for OP. Well, Zach Fritch is going to be your leader as the Chevyland green flag comes out once again on the loud pedal. That 52 of Anthony English and Adam Kilday getting a good run start on that outside. That's going to put the 12 and the 36 down on the inside. We've got the 88 of Dave Butler right behind the 85. Here comes the 16, trying to get up to the bumper of that 36 of Stephen Littrell. We see a lot of movement going on back here in the back. That's Josh Ball going to the outside from that inside line. Got Peter DeBorgia right there behind him. Back through here. Looks like Dave Hunt may have taken his car behind the wall. It looks like Alex Green is 2 laps down, so he is the only car a lap down. So Dave Hunt, Doug Johnson, and David Overstreet has called it a night. Anthony English drops down to that inside line. You got Adam Kilday to the outside. Well, guys, we normally do this, but we got something set up. We're going to do a little bit of crank it up for you guys here tonight. So hang tight. We will be back in just a few. right, folks, we are back. Do appreciate everybody tuning in for this special race tonight. Memorial race for Randall Cobb. Memorial here at the Opening Career Series Monday night, presented by Buttkicker. Guys, you see all the guys out there that are running his Randy's old paint scheme, the last paint scheme that he ran here at OP. The only one running the actual number for Randall. Well, that is actually the 44 of Anthony English. He is actually running the Randall's original paint truck or paint scheme on his truck and a number. So he is trying to do something. As we got guys side by side, Zach Workman, seen him just getting a little bit wiggly there. Might have got bumped pretty hard by the 85 Kilday. As we come around turns number 1 and 2, coming out of 2 down the back stretch. Steve Rado is really off pace. He is 23 seconds behind Andrew Schroeder. Looks like he may have some damage to his truck. That's causing some aero issues. Oh yeah, he is missing his whole right fender. Major damage to Steve's truck. So, but he's trying to stay out there as much as he can, but he's kind of out here by himself. We get back up to the front gate. Buttkicker taking over the lead down in front of the 52 of Anthony English. Adam Kilday there in the middle. Zach Workman dropping down to that middle line now. Looking at, it's like 9 laps they've been out here so far on this. Should start seeing some pit stops here. Oh, here we go. Zach Workman getting turned around there. That's going to bring out a caution. Let's go back here and look at this replay here while we're right here. Kind of see if look like maybe a self-spin from the looks of it. I didn't see anybody get into him. Oh, the 16 comes up. That dreaded net code right there. That was all net code. I don't think they would have even made contact, but Dustin Loxton, nowhere for Dustin to go as he gets into the side of him. A Workman trying to get around him to avoid him. Well, that was just good driving by the other guys to avoid it. Workman was slid it up to the wall, just kept it up there. So don't know how he did that, but he was able to do that. As we are back live, 72 laps out of 100 down. Well, these guys will come in and take fuel and tires. At least I'm sure they're going to take tires. We'll try to get with the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. here, because he is running the paint scheme for Randall as well. You see a lot of guys running that. So we're going to... where is he at? Right there, Fuel Sim Racing. We're going to go ahead and bring Mr. Crosby up to the booth. Jeff, buddy, we see that you're running the paint scheme for Randall. In your time here at OP, did you ever get to run with Randall on the track?
Yeah, very briefly. All good things, obviously. Man, it was probably maybe just a season and a half running with him. Definitely keeping his family in my thoughts, and all of us here appreciate them tuning in, and it's just a sad deal. So we're definitely gonna keep thinking about him, and we're gonna have a fun little finish tonight.
Well, you know that it's always fun to do, and to actually an honor, really, I should say, to do these memorial races, especially being out there on the track and trying to get the win in that memory. But man, these all I'm seeing is Hooter trucks out there. So obviously, I don't think I've ever got to meet him in my time with OP, and I've only been with OP for a little over a year. Both broadcasting and racing, so I don't ever recall being out on the track with him, but nothing but a lot of good things from the drivers.
Yeah, for sure. He was always a good guy to talk to on the track, and he would always talk to you, and he was just a nice guy all around. So, yeah, we're just gonna continue to keep racing hard here, and hopefully a Hooters truck can come out in victory lane tonight.
Well, it looks like we may have one anyway. So, all right.
For sure.
Well, good luck, Jeff. We will talk to you later, buddy.
Cool. Sounds good. Thank you.
I had to make sure I put him in the right room. Well, guys, we're going to go ahead and step aside and play a commercial while these guys get ready to go. We will be back in just a second. Well, as we come back, these guys are coming down the back stretch, getting ready to come into 1 and 2, or 2, 3, and 4. Lap 74 of 100 in the books. When we get to the line, we will be at 26 to go. Winding this race down, I believe that is only our third or fourth caution of the night. So, minus the stages, which stage 1 and 2 both finished on caution. So the question is, you know, we've got 2 drivers up front right now. Both of them have, well, only one of them has won a race this season. That's the 88 of Gabe Butler. Adam Kilday has yet to win a race this season, so he is looking for his first win of the season as we get to the restart zone here. That Chevrolet green flag back in the air once again on the loud pedal. Here we go, lap 74 of 100. Starting on lap 75, 26 laps to go to finish this race. That's going to start getting pretty exciting as these guys get ready to be making some moves here, I would expect. Of course, we've already seen 3 wide racing throughout this race. These guys are racing hard. Stephen Littrell right on the back of Gabe Butler. Stephen had a little bit of issues keeping that truck in line. But he is pushing Gabe out to the front. Gabe all the way down to the bottom. Right to the 85 of Adam Kilday. Oh, Charlie, you know, these guys are great guys. And, you know, it is... As a driver, and I do drive with these guys as much as I can, or when I can, but I kind of stepped into the broadcast role, and it is such an honor to broadcast, especially for a guy that is well known, well respected by this entire community, and for everything that he has done for OP Racing. It's such an honor to be able to broadcast this memorial race for Randall tonight. And of course, I did talk to our channel owner, Joshua Medlock, and let him know what was going on. Josh wanted me to, you know, make sure that the family knows that all of us here at Maxspeedtv are our thoughts and prayers are wholeheartedly with the family. We are so sorry for your loss, and just wanted to make sure that you guys know that every time we get out on this track, every time I get behind this mic, Randall's in spirit with us, cheering us on. Well, Stephen Littrell is taking the lead down on that inside line. He's got Adam Kilday right behind him. The 88 of Gabe Butler shoots up to the outside with the 12 of Zach Rich in tow. The 1 of Josh Ball, the 16 of Sean McCara. Then on the inside line, Littrell, Kilday, English, Guerrero trying to make something happen on that low line. You can see that side draft of the 88 down on the 85, trying to stay there to maybe slow them down a little bit. We are 23 to go here, folks. Wrapping this up. Randall Cobb Memorial right here on MaxSpeedTV at 08 Daytona. Bumpy Road Daytona, whatever you want to call it. 2600 Reynolds goes to the outside. Kind of got hung out there. Nobody went with him. He was still stuck out there. Nope, he's got the 71 now. Sean McCara going out with him. On the inside of him, you've got the 16 of Nate Warren, but they are making a run to that outside line. 3 wide up at the front here, just about. Josh Ball in the middle, Stephen Littrell down on the inside as Gabe Butler was able to get down in front of Littrell. Zach Rich still in the middle with Josh Ball and Nate Warren. And Stephen Littrell jumps it up to the outside, or to the middle line in front of Rich. Getting pushed out to the front. Going to try to get around Gabe. Stephen Littrell looking for his 3rd win of the season. The only driver to have 2 wins on the season right now. As we get around turns 1 and 2. Coming down the back stretch, 3 wide for the lead right now. Gabe Butler on the inside, Stephen Littrell in the middle, the 2600 Reynolds in that 3rd lane. That 3rd lane losing a little bit of momentum there, coming into the corner. They do gain a little bit of it back coming out of the corner exit, but right now, we're going to have another caution right here. Stephen Littrell going to be the leader at the line. That's going to collect several drivers back here. We see Zach Workman coming down through. Looks like Mark Mann made it through. The 2600 Reynolds getting a piece of it. The 87 of Adam Schramm towing back to the pits. Let's go ahead and look and see if it will let me see what happened here. We kind of see it started right there with the 12 of Zach Fritsch. We're going to go ahead and back this up just a little bit here. It looks like Josh Ball taps or bumps Fritsch on that outside, sends him down into Adam and into Gabe, and then right back up into the 26. Excuse me. Gets him back up into the 2600 Reynolds. And then after that, it's just a bunch of chaos. The 71 of Sean McCara tries to avoid it. The 81 of Dustin Logston right into the back of Sean McCara. That sends the 81 down into the 87. Ooh, the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. getting caught up in it. Of course, Zach Workman, was trying to save it, got down on the grass, and he ends up spinning around. And somehow Zach Fritsch is still going, but he has got some damage. You can see his truck getting loose there. And that is the 26 of Hunter Reynolds coming off of the wall, getting into Adam Strom. Mark Mann gets it shut down. To keep from getting involved in that, he was able to swing it around and avoid all of the mess as well. Looks like Steve Rada as well. With 18 to go, folks, Zach Workman come out of pit road. Your leader, Peter DeBorgia, second. Adam Kilday, third. Gabe Butler, fourth. Stephen Littrell, fifth. Josh Ball, Vicente Guerrero, Anthony English, Rick Sanchez, Jimmy Reynolds rounding out your top 10. Had to get me another drink of coffee here, folks. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a second, but we will be right back.
Sizzling summer savings are yours for the taking at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Save now before the price adjustments kick in. Get up to $9,000 off MSRP on select new Silverado models or incredible 0% financing on select new Chevrolet vehicles. And the Chevyland Advantage, 12 months, no charge scheduled maintenance. Get the best deals at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Your Silverado headquarters. Online at Chevyland.com.
All right, folks, we are back as we get ready to stack them back up. Peter DeBorgia jumping off down into pit road. Lights on the pace truck should go out. We are 17 to go. It looks like Adam Strom is out of the race. He has taken his truck behind the wall. So has Dave Hunt, Doug Johnson, and David Overstreet. I believe David had some computer issues. Unfortunately, well, it's good to see, and I'm not trying to jinx him, but Mark Mann has had a kind of a rough go the last few nights with internet connections. But it looks like everything is working out for him tonight. So glad to see that. As we are stacked up, racked up, ready to go. Coming down the back stretch. Zach Workman, your leader. Adam Kilday in second. Gabe Butler third. Stephen Littrell fourth. Josh Ball rounding out your top five. When we go back green, folks, we will be at 16 to go. I don't know what their overall pits look like. It looks like maybe they should have enough to finish the race, folks. Look like I'm seeing some 17 lap runs before a pit stop has happened. The pace truck will dive off down to pit road. As we get to our Maxspeedtv restart cam right here, you'll see the two lines coming up. This green flag is back out. The Chevyland green flag. Already missed the start zone. Chevrolet green flag back out, 16 to go. Zach Workman down on the inside with the 88 of Gabe Butler, the 1 of Josh Ball, the 5 of Rick Sanchez. On the outside, you have Adam Kilday in the 85, the 36 of Stephen Littrell, the 52 of Anthony English. So 5 of Sanchez comes from the bottom up to the top. And the 17 goes from the top line down to the bottom. 071 trying to close that gap between him and the 5 of Sanchez. Stephen Littrell getting a little bit loose. Them bumps are deadly. Adam Kilday is out to the front. Is he going to take the lap? It looks like Zach Workman is going to edge him out on that lap. Led 15 to go. I'm going to go cockpit here. As you can see how he's working that steering wheel with them bumps. You can see how much it's moving. Let's go to our gyro cam. That should really give you an idea how much, how rough this track is. There is not a smooth spot anywhere on this Old Daytona. Right there is the big bump. Another big bump. All the way through the corner. That low line is just beating these drivers to death right now. And I'm telling you guys, if you're in a sim rig, which I think Stephen Littrell is, you know his back has got to be screaming at him. Well, not very long, because there goes Anthony English and Rick Sanchez, both of them getting hung up together. That looks like it collected the 42 of Peter DeBorgia as well. Somehow Peter was able to make it out of that. Looks like Anthony may have been the only one that had anything out of that. Let's go take a look at what happened here. We're going to get on Anthony. It looked like Anthony was wanting to keep it 3 wide. Sanchez looks like he was going to go with him, but Anthony goes up in the wall. You see, and really nothing for Sanchez to do. Everybody was right there. Sean McCara getting a piece of it as well. Ooh. Everybody else going down to the inside. Look, you can see the 84 of Lynn McNeese locking it up. Sanchez is down on the bottom right into the 03 of Steve Rada. I see another vehicle back there on the apron. Who was that? That's a 48 of Andrew Schroeder. He was getting it shut down to try to avoid all of that, as we are going to go back live here, folks. Zach Workman coming down pit road, so they're definitely going to have enough fuel now to make it to the end of the race. Right, Everett? Well, like I said, that's not the first time we've seen them go 3 wide here tonight. They've been 3 wide several times, trying to be aggressive to get up to the front. Zach Workman coming out of his pit box. Adam Kilday, though, first one out. They got the 36 of Stephen Littrell right there with them. The 1 of Josh Ball, the 14 of Vicente Guerrero, the 04 of Mark Mann. I see you out there, Mara. I didn't say anything yet, but I do see you out there. Of course, rooting on her man, Mark Mann. Always good to see you out there in chat, though, Mary. Glad to have you here. Of course, I do appreciate all of our viewers tuning in tonight for this special race to remember Randall Cobb, and also to try to lift the spirits of the Cobb family in this difficult time. Again, all of our thoughts and prayers are with them, the entire family. folks, we're going to take a small break while they are on this pace lap, but we will be right back here in just a second. All right, folks, we are back. I do apologize about that. I had to step away for just a minute. But these guys are stacked up, racked up, ready to go once again. Josh Millum out there in chat. Appreciate you, Josh, for tuning in. We get ready to go back green here. We tend to go at the line. Pace truck dives off down to the safety of pit road. That Chevy Lane green flag back out once again. Here we go. Stephen Littrell jumped out to the lead there with a great restart. Got the 14 of Vicente Guerrero right behind him. Down on the inside line though, Adam Kilday, Josh Paul, Mark Mann, Jeff Rogers Jr. They're not going to make it easy for that outside line. Oh, Josh Ball going down into that, onto the apron, down to that concrete area. Number 15 of Jeff Crosby Sr. having to drop down to the apron to avoid hitting Josh. Now we're back up to the front here, though. Stephen Littrell down on the inside. We are back 3 wide there. That it looks like 3 of Alex Green. He does fall back in line. Now he's back out there again. 26 of Hunter Reynolds going out with him. Going to try to get pushed up there and go 3 wide. Steve Rada looked like he's throwing a little bit of a block there to keep that third lane from forming up. 42 of Peter DeBorgia jumping out there with the 03. Well, that closes the doors. We're 3 wide up through the middle, the 3 of Alex Green. I got the 81 right there with him. Oh, the 81 big move to the outside. That's going to get him out there with Peter DeBorgia and Steve Rada. Those 3 guys are teammates for the Nerdy race team. Going to try to get that third lane going, but Stephen Littrell down on the inside battling it out with the 12 of Zach Rich. Vicente Guerrero right on the bumper. Now the 88 of Gabe Butler jumps to the outside. Oh, Steve Littrell up hard into the 88 up on his side. Another big wreck here, folks. Andrew Schroeder getting involved in that as well. Let's see what happened with Stephen Littrell that caused him to go. Did he get a bump from Bezente to send him up to the outside like that? As you can see, Bezente is right on his bumper, pushing him out to the front. You see Bezente kind of drop down off center. Right there, you can kind of see him separate. But that got him loose, sent him straight up into the wall, into the Gabe Butler. And Dustin Logston getting involved in that as well. Zach Fritsch getting turned. And guys just all over the place right now. And there goes the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. up there in the front. Getting tangled up with Jimmy Reynolds, Dustin Logston getting that again. Ooh, Andrew Schroeder, just a wrong place, wrong time for Andrew. Gets clipped there as Jimmy is coming back down, or as Jeff Jr. is coming back down the track. Well, that's going to bring out another caution here as we go back live. With 6 laps to go, well, that's going to put Vicente Guerrero as your leader. Hunter Reynolds down on pit road. Jimmy Reynolds, Zach Fritsch, Rick Sanchez, Andrew Schroeder, Nate Warren, Gabe Butler, and Stephen Littrell. It looks like Jeff Crosby Jr. may have taken his truck already behind the wall, as well as Dustin Logston. Vicente Guerrero, though, your leader. Adam Kilday in second. Zach Workman third. Mark Mann in fourth. Peter DeBorgia fifth. Alex Green sixth. Steve Rada seventh. Eric Laurie in eighth. Sean McCara ninth. Les Levy in 10th. Anthony English in 11th. Alex Green, or Giffen in 12th. Lynn McNeese 13th. Josh Ball 14th. Jeff Crosby Sr. in 15th. Andrew Schroeder coming back out in 16th. Hunter Reynolds coming back out in 17th. Again, Jimmy Reynolds, Zach Fritsch, Rick Sanchez, Nate Warren, and Gabe Butler. And Stephen Littrell still down on pit road. You know, looking at the chat here, Josh Millam said he wished he had gotten a chance to meet Randall, being that they live so close. You know, as me being in Oklahoma, you know, you want to meet some of these guys, but at the same time, you get to visit with them as a broadcaster and as a racer. And, you know, I came in to iRacing, you know, about 2 years ago. And unfortunately, when I came into OP a little over a year ago, I think he was already done. I would have loved to have been able to get out on the track with him and, you know, race it up with him. But unfortunately, I didn't get that opportunity. But like I said, from the way these guys were talking, he was willing to help you out as much as he could. Zach Fritsch coming off a pit road ends up sliding down onto that apron. Looks like he's still got a lot of damage, having some steering issues right now with that truck. Trying to stay in front of the lead group here to try to stay on the lead lap. sorry guys, I keep having to mute my mic. I've got allergy issues going on right now, and it's making me cough, and I'm trying to drink some coffee at the same time, and trying to get it to clear up a little bit. As we come out of turn 4 with 5 to go, pace truck will dive off down to the safety of pit road once again. Again, fuel should not be an issue. They stopped in and got fuel. A Chevrolet green flag back out once again on the loud pedal. Here we go. 5 to go, or 4 to go now as they cross the line. Adam Gilday to the outside with Zach Workman on the inside with Vicente Guerrero out the lead. That is the 04 Mark Mann, the 3 of Alex Green, the 071 Eric Laurie on the outside. Vicente Guerrero leading the group on the inside with Zach Workman, the 42 of Peter DeBorgia, the 03 of Steve Rada. It looks like the 71 of Sean McCara. Have a little bit of wobble issues there. Turns 1 and 2. We're going to come around 1 and 2 down to the back stretch here. I should say 3 and 4, I guess now. As we come to the line, it will be 3 to go at the line. We see a lot of guys making some moves, but the 4 Mark Mann down into the 19 of Zach Workman. These guys are just having a hard time controlling these trucks in the 08 Daytona. Definitely them bumps got to be playing an issue. You can see the ticker running across all the trucks that are out of the race. Gabe Butler, Jeff Crosby Jr., Dustin Lawson, Adam Strong, Dave Hunt, Doug Johnson, and David Oakley. 3 to go. Zach, Alex Green going to the outside with the 99 of Alex Giffen. Making it 3 wide back here. Oh, Vicente getting turned. Well, that's going to bring out another caution here. Peter DeBorgia goes down pit road. Let's see if it will show us what happened. That takes us back to Zach Fritsch getting loose coming off of pit road. So we're going to do this right here. Let's go to a chase view. Well, that's a chopper. I want chase view of Vicente Guerrero. Now we're going to see he's moves up to the outside line. Gets bumped by the 85. What gets him loose, sends him down in front of Workman. Looked like a bad bump there. That sends Vicente up and around. Does get some damage to the rear end as his tailgate goes flying across the track. Look at the 03 of Steve Rada. He goes up and over the top of Hunter Reynolds. Back down on 4 wheels. We're going to back this up, guys. And we're going to go cockpit view on board with Steve Rada. So if you get motion sickness, folks, please don't watch. As we get going here. And there goes up and over. Into that outside wall. And down into the grass, so. Well, this will be GWC attempt number 1 here, folks. Adam Kilday, Zach Workman, Mark Mann, Hunter Reynolds, Anthony English, your top 5. Alex Green, Sean McCara, Josh Ball, Alex Giffen, Jeff Crosby Sr., Les Levy, Lynn McNeese, Andrew Schroeder, Jimmy Reynolds, Steve Rada, and Vicente Guerrero coming back out on the track. It looks like Peter DeBorgia is down on pit road, as well as Zach Fritsch, Eric Laurie, Rick Sanchez still down there Nate Warren and Stephen Littrell coming back down pit road. Kind of keeping an eye on Zach Fritch, Eric Laurie, Rick Sanchez, and Nate Warren. Because right now they are still on the lead lap. Stephen Littrell coming back out. But these guys still in their pit box. We get back to the start-finish line. GWC attempt number 1. Adam Kilday, your leader. Zach Workman in second. Mark Mann third. Hunter Reynolds fourth. And Anthony English rounded out your top 5. Looks like Adam Kilday opting for that outside line. As the race leader, he has the choice of starting lane. Again, folks, do appreciate everybody tuning in. Of course, if you're new to Maxspeedtv, be sure you hit that subscribe button. Also hit that bell icon to let you know every time we go live. Just kind of looking at our schedule. We will be off for a couple of days for Tuesday and Wednesday. And then Thursday, we will have a double broadcast. JM Squared, that's Josh and Jeremy Medlock, will be calling the J&K Lift Services race. Josh White Esports here on Maxspeedtv on Thursday, starting at 7:30 p.m. Central, 8:30 Eastern. And then I will be broadcasting the OP Throwback Cup Series. We will start that at 7:45 Central, 8:45 Eastern. And I believe this Thursday we will be at Gateway. So tune in for a exciting race this Thursday. So we get ready to go back green. GWC attempt number 1. That's Chevy Land green flag back out once again. Here we go. Already we got a caution out, folks. Right on the restart. We're just going to go ahead and rewind this and kind of see. It looks like it happened right there with Jeff Crosby Sr. So let's take a chase look here. It almost looked like maybe he started it in the wrong gear. No, he just, for some reason, he just dived straight down and got right into the Sean McCara, Josh Ball, Anthony English, big checkup, Lynn McNeese getting involved in that. Andrew Schroeder, Rick Sanchez somehow misses. So I'm not sure exactly what happened there, folks. So we will stack them up and try again for GWC attempt number 2. Well, if they can't make it around to the white flag and another caution comes out, that will end the race. Kilday is your leader. Zach Workman in second. Hunter Reynolds third. Mark Mann fourth. Alex Green fifth. Jimmy Reynolds, or actually Anthony English in sixth. Jimmy Reynolds in seventh. Les Levy in eighth. Nate Warren ninth. Rick Sanchez rounding out your top 10. Well, Mark Mann is going down to pit road, as well as Adam Kilday. Zach Workman staying out. Hunter Reynolds staying out. Mark Mann, Rick Sanchez, Nate Warren, Stephen Littrell, Lynn McNeese, Josh Ball, all coming down pit road right now. So obviously, they didn't pit to take any fuel on the last couple of cautions, so they are having to come down and get fuel now. Josh Ball still down on pit road. Looks like he is taking tires as well. Lynn McNeese, Adam Kilday coming back out. Mark Mann already back out as well. Eric Laurie down on pit road. He's got a lot of damage on his truck. Rick Sanchez down on pit road as well. As we see Jeff Crosby Sr. coming out of pit road. Stephen Littrell and Nate Warren both still down on pit road as well. This is it, guys. If they cannot make it around, they have another caution come out prior to taking that white flag. That will end the race. And when that happens, the top three that is out there will be your podium winners. Stephen Littrell is coming back out on the track. Zach Fritsch still down on pit road, as well as Eric Laurie. Rick Sanchez. Looks like Rick and Nathan both coming out of pit road right now. So trying to get as much damage as they can get fixed before getting lapped down. The lights on the pace truck are out, so we'll see Rick Sanchez and Stephen Littrell playing catch up here to get caught back up with that lead group. So it looks like we have lost Alex Giffen, Andrew Schroeder, Sean McCarr, Gabe Butler, Jeff Crosby Jr., Dustin Loxton, Adam Schrum, Dave Hunt, Doug Johnson, and David Overstreet. We come down pit back stretch here, folks. I'm going to wind it down here. Hopefully we can make this run and finish this out under green flag conditions. Stephen Littrell dropping back down pit road, coming back out once again. Eric Laurie did come back out, as well as Zach Fritsch, Nate Warren, Rick Sanchez. They are still on the, everybody there is still on the lead lap. Middle turns 3 and 4, the pace truck will dive off down to pit road as we see guys getting lined back up. And Jeff Crosby Sr. dropping down to the apron to let these other guys get caught up. There goes the pace truck. Chevy Lane green flag in the air once again. Here we go. GWC and tip number 2 underway on the loud pedal once again. 19 is Zach Workman down on the inside with, I believe that is the 3 of Alex Green, the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds, the 42 of Peter DeForgia, then on the outside the 26 of Hunter Reynolds, a 52 of Anthony English. the 62 of Les Levy, the 03 of Steve Rada. Oh, 52 up into the wall. That's going to do it. Zach Workman, Hunter Reynolds, and Alex Green is going to be your top 3. As the white and yellow flag is out, that is going to finish this race. Zach Workman coming out with the win. Now again, I don't know. Let's take a look here. Zach Workman has not won this season, so this will be his first win of the Monday night season. As these guys are coming across, we'll come across the start finish line for the end of the race. Hang tight, we're going to get our top 3 up here for the post-race interview. We will be right back. All right, folks, as we see Mr. Zach Workman celebrating out there on the track, we're going to get our 3rd place as soon as these guys get back up here to the start and finish line. We'll get our 3rd place finisher up here, the number 3 of Alex Green. Looks like we got some extracurricular activities going on out on the track behind everybody. As the 26 of Hunter Reynolds decides, I'm going to take the chicane. Well, let's go ahead and we'll get Alex down here real quick. We'll get this interview going here. Well, Alex, I know you're coming back up to the start-finish line, buddy. Not a great night for you by any means, but nonetheless, you finish out, excuse me, this memorial race for Randall Cobb on the podium. Of course, everybody knows how, and you guys know how I feel about this track, but probably one of the roughest tracks on iRacing, and probably, in my opinion, one of the most difficult.
Yeah, I mean, anytime I get an interview on a Monday night, it's a good night. You know, I'm not. It's super rare that happens, but you know, I've always had a love-hate relationship with Daytona. I got my first Monday win here the second time we ran it, and I haven't won at it since. So it's always been good to me, but I don't know if I've always been good back to it.
Well, I know, you know, this was kind of a short notice thing. We just found this out, I guess, late last night about the passing of Randall. Of course, we've been talking about some of his accolades that he's had with OP and everything he's done for this community. I know he was a big factor in the Hall of Fame stuff that you guys do.
Yeah, he was one of the. He sat on the committee and was a nominee for us. You know, Randall Cobb was a great man, and you know, our hearts really go out to Rodney, the family, his wife. You know, he did a lot from us, and a lot of people don't know this, but at one point if things would have went differently, when one of the league's lowest points, he could have ended up as owner of this league. He stepped in and actually made an offer to purchase it from us, and we think that we didn't take it up on it, but it always stuck with me that he cared enough about it that he wanted to keep it going when this league was at one of its really low points.
Yeah, and that, being involved in the broadcasting side and seeing what you guys do as far as the admin side of things, I've got a lot of respect for y'all, and it can't be easy, especially when you're, dealing with, adult babies, I guess you could say sometimes. But
with my job, I'm used to that.
Oh, that's right. You are a cage, what we used to call in the military, cage kicker.
I guess that's one way.
But you are a corrections officer, and I understand. I started out my law enforcement career as a jailer and dispatcher, so I know where you're coming from there. But all in all, man, I mean, just everything that Randall had did, and from what you guys have said about him through the interviews that I've got to do tonight, he seemed like he was a really respected guy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He was great to have on the track. I mean, he ran with us 296 starts. That definitely puts him in the upper percentile. I remember when Buck Wild formed and Doug Rice. I think Doug Rice was actually the one who brought him into the league. All of those guys got together, and I mean, they went on a tear for a good little bit. Got some good wins. I can remember very clearly pushing us. One funny story I remember, just to show you the kind of guy he was. I didn't know what happened on the track, but apparently he got into me just a little bit and got me loose, and that cost me a win. And probably wasn't even 10 minutes later, I had a DM from him apologizing and saying, just basically preaching his heart out about how he didn't mean to do that. And I was like, we touched, you hit me. So, he was a great guy, and, it definitely a big part of OP.
Well, before we let you go, and before we get to the final thoughts and shout outs, I want to get one more quick question in. As a memorial race for Randall and his family, how special is it for you as a driver to finish out on at least on a podium finish?
Oh, it's an enormous honor, especially being able to, when I'm not a person who normally gets a top three and a qualified well, started where I finished. I've never qualified third in this league in my life. So, amazing honor. And I hope the family and all the fans enjoyed it, because it was definitely the least we could do.
Oh, absolutely. Well, right now, Alex, I'm going to go ahead and turn the mic over to you to give you a chance to give any final thoughts, shout outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate.
Yeah, absolutely. First off, of course, want to thank all of our drivers and everybody. Jimmy always says it, and I always echo it back. Without you, there'd be no us. We have always been really big on the community, and these guys are our community. We love everybody who spends a Monday night, a Wednesday night, a Thursday night, and a Saturday night with us. Want to thank all the fellow admins, Jimmy, Anthony, Zach, Sean, all of those guys. They make it happen behind the scenes, especially when I can't be there or anything like that. Of course, want to shout out my daughter Eloise. She always enjoys watching me race and at least pretends to care every now and then for me. And then lastly, I want to give a shout out to my buddy Wood I work with. Him and Kayla had a baby a few months ago, and I told him next time I interviewed, I'd give them all a shout out. So shout out to Wood, Kayla, and Tegan. Hope they're doing well, and I'm sure he'll be excited to see this when we go back to work in a couple days.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations on that P3. We're going to get you down to that post-race campfire because I know y'all got some stuff to hash out down there. So congratulations, Alex. Man, it was awesome to watch you guys run tonight.
Thank you so much, and thank you guys, of course, to Maxspeedtv as well. You guys have been with us since day one. So, again, just hearts out to the Cobb family, and, I hope this helped a little bit.
Absolutely. All right, buddy. Go celebrate. We'll catch you later.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, that is going to bring us to our second place finisher. If I could get him down here and get on his truck here. Hunter Reynolds, man, awesome finish. Awesome job running that paint scheme for Randall tonight. And, man, let's talk a little bit about the race. Of course, like I said, everybody knows how I feel about bumpy Daytona. It's really, it's like I told Alex, man, this is just a tough track to race on.
It is. I mean, honestly, I love OA. I think this is a fun track. We you got to be elbows up and get over the bumps. It was really hot out here tonight. I mean, track temp is 119 right now. We were racing a good portion of that race. It was showing 110 track temp, which is really hot for us. And yeah, you just had to be a wheelman. I mean, it was sliding around, had to get tires on it. Top lane was super greasy. I mean, the trucks were kind of just floating around, but I like it, man. You gotta, it's not the normal, you know, kind of just hold the wheel straight at Daytona. And, you gotta drive this thing. That's why I like it. But man, I felt like once I got away from the front, it was like I just couldn't get back. I'll go there third lane, get involved in something, try the middle, just have to fix more damage. I made it through, or rather, tractor plowed my way through it was like the last wreck or something before the green white checkers, and ended up out front, had some damage. I was like, you know what, screw it. If I'm too slow, I'll pull off. But yeah, it worked out.
Well, you know, the same question I'm going to ask you that I asked Alex. You know, we did this race in memory of Randall. Everybody was running his paint scheme tonight, his last paint scheme that he run. We had some little bit different variations. How special of a moment is it? I know you didn't get the win, but how special of a moment is it for you as a driver in this type of memorial race to get that podium finish?
I mean, yeah, just running Randall's paint tonight and coming out here and honoring him. And Randall's been racing OP for a while, so it was cool to come out here and show the love and support. And obviously, terrible what happened. I hope the family's okay. Kind of just come out here, and yeah, it's good to get a top 3 and a somber race like this one was. A lot of cautions, but I thought the lap 52 moment of silence was a good moment to kind of reflect. I thought it was super cool. So yeah, it's great. I'm glad. Shout out to Peter DeBorgia for putting the paint up so we can all run it tonight and honor Randall.
Absolutely. Of course, I know that the family has been out there watching, and I know they wanted me to pass on how appreciative they are of all the drivers that showed up to you know, in memory of Randall. But man, I'm not going to keep you any longer, Hunter. I'm going to turn the mic over to you. Any final thought, shout out, Saints you want to give before we go celebrate?
Yeah, like I said, I hope the family's doing okay. You guys you're gonna get through this. I know it's hard, and I just hope you guys are doing okay out there. Just like to shout out everyone that kind of puts OP together, and like I said, everyone for coming together tonight who ran and honored Randall's paint. I was glad to see Alex get top 3. He's been running with Randall longer than I have, so that was cool for Alex to get up there. And shout out to Peter for putting the paints up. Thanks to all the OP admins and stuff for doing what they do and all the behind the scenes. And shout out to you up in the booth, Steven. Do a great job as always. And shout out the boys back at Bootnaga. And just everybody watching tonight and every night. We appreciate y'all.
All right, brother. Well, we're going to get you back down to the team. It looks like y'all supposed to go down to the post-race campfire. So congratulations on your P2 finish tonight, Hunter. And we will see you. You know what? I may run with you guys again Wednesday night. We'll see.
Yeah, that'll be fun. See you out there, then.
All right, buddy.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, that's going to bring us to our winner tonight, Mr. Zach Workman. You know, Zach, man, you kind of got caught up in a bunch of stuff there kind of early and middle of the race, but you was just in the right place at the right time, right there at the end to get you that victory. Your first victory of the season, as a matter of fact, so that gets you locked in to the playoffs, brother?
Oh, sorry. I was doing dad stuff over here. But yeah, it was the last like month and a half has been hell for the season. We've just been bleeding points. We've been in a lot of spots the last couple weeks, like up front with a lap or two to go, and just been into the wall. So to finish one off has been nice. Yeah, but we're in a lot of crap today, but this kind of it was lots going on, you know, a lot of people being aggressive early and stuff, trying to get up front. So yeah, it was a little aggressive race, but at least at the end we were in the right spot there at the bottom, because I was kind of debating, do I go bottom or top, because I seen both trucks behind me were kind of damaged. So I was like, oh, I don't know, and Alex gave me the winning bump right there to give me just ahead of Hunter, so I appreciate him, and then FSR obviously for helping me out today. But I do want to extend my condolences to the Cobb family. You know, Randall was here when I started. I didn't race with him a super lot or have like a super lot of conversations with Randall, but he was always a good guy. Was always cool and chat, and was just really stand-up dude. So to hear that news was kind of just wild. So prayers to his family. I know they were watching us, and we appreciate that, and I hope we did a good enough show for Randall. So.
Well, of course, you know, we've been talking about Randall most of the night. All the drivers seem to have respected him, had respect for him, especially for everything that he's done for OP. Now, you know, of course, I'll ask you the same question, but yours is a little bit different because you won this race. So, again, how special is it for you as a driver to win a memorial race or in memory of Randall tonight?
It's bittersweet because I'd rather have him here racing with us than having a memorial race talking about him. But it just kind of puts in perspective just like your own mortality with these kind of things, like how just kind of precious life is, and you know, being with loved ones and how important that is, and telling people how you really feel about them and not just kind of letting it go into space. Kind of puts it in perspective. It's almost like, you know, having like a child too, like you kind of think about your own mortality, but that's bringing a life in rather than a life going away. So it just kind of puts your life in perspective, and this thing is a lot bigger than just a bunch of 35 idiots just racing around circles. I mean, it's a whole community, and I mean, I have a lot of friends on here that are, you know, actually personal dear friends that, you know, every year we go to a race together, and it's like kind of something I look forward to, like at top of my list each year, to hang out with my boys and, you know, have a good time. So, you know, you meet a lot of people here. I've done like over 350 races here too, and it's just, you know, the same every week. Racing this, like I used to do 3 times a week, your Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, and just, you know, conversing with those guys like 3 times a week, even more than probably your own family sometimes. You know, they become your best of pals, but, you know, doing it once a week now and getting with those guys for at least 2 hours a night is still pretty special. So it definitely hits you in the feels. It's bittersweet. I mean, it does like good for me personally with the playoffs and stuff and getting locked in and not worrying about that, but it's also like, to be honest, who really cares when something bigger is happening than this, you know?
Absolutely. You know, well said, buddy, and congratulations. I'm not going to keep you any longer. I wanted to get Jimmy back up here before we left for the night, but I'm going to go ahead and turn the mic over to you real quick. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate?
Yep, I got to shout out my family support team, you know, keeping me going on, because like I said, this past like 6 races have been really tough. It just, I felt like I was in a good spot, and I've just been on the bad end of receiving pushes or just getting involved in wrecks, and the 19's been turned around a lot this year. So to actually put in victory lane is pretty nice. Got to thank my team FSR just for keeping my head on straight and doing everything they need. I know a couple of them had some tough seasons so far too, just as a whole team we've had really, but they keep fighting every week, and that's what I appreciate. That's why they're my boys. That's why we go to battle each week, and that's why we continue on. And I got to thank you, Steven, for putting on the show. I mean, you're doing a really good job with everything you're doing, and I can't thank you enough from the bottom of my heart with the OP admins, putting this together, and the whole community really running so many Randall schemes. And I mean, half the field was it. I'm sure everyone, if they got word of it, they would have been a whole Hooters field. So
probably.
Yeah, so I appreciate still everyone showing up, even though we bicker and we yell at each other and we have good times. I'm glad that as a community we can come together and put something special on for Randall and his family, because I know how much he loved this league and how much he loved racing here. And it's been a little bit since we've seen Randall suit up, so I'm glad to see that 52 out one last time.
Absolutely. Well, Zach, I appreciate the kind words, buddy. Thank you very much. We're going to get you down to that post-race campfire. I'm going to bring Jimmy up real quick so you guys can finish up down there. Congratulations on the victory tonight.
Yeah, that's where I go down and yell at people and say, that wasn't netcode. That was you were turning it. But, yeah, maybe Andrew will coach me up a little bit, because I think I wrecked him earlier in the race. So I got to go say an apology to him. But, yeah, we'll take it.
All right, brother. Congratulations. We'll talk to you later, man.
All right, I'll see you.
All right. Well, I'm going to bring Jimmy up here real quick. Jimmy, I know you guys are doing the post-race campfire, but I wanted to bring you up real quick before we went through everything and signed off for the night. Any final thoughts or shout-outs, man, before y'all take off?
I don't. We just really appreciate him running with us. We appreciate the family letting us do this race for them. And other than a bunch of dang cautions, I thought it went pretty well. And like I said, we're gonna miss him, and we're gonna be praying for y'all in the days to come. So we appreciate you.
All right, Jimmy. Sorry to bother you, brother. I'm gonna get you back down there. Y'all have a good evening.
Y'all too. Thank you.
All right, we'll get him back down there. Of course, this unofficial results, this is pending any admin stuff. We're going to go ahead and jump right into that. Your winner tonight, Zach Workman. Hunter Reynolds finishing P2. Alex Green in P3. Jimmy Reynolds finishing in P4. Les Levy with the 5th place, top 5 finish there, so congratulations to Les. Steve Rada in 6th. Vicente Guerrero 7th. Mark Mann in 8th. Lynn McNeese 9th. Josh Ball in at 10th. Rick Sanchez 11th. Nate Warren 12th. Zach Fritsch 13th. Jeff Crosby Sr. 14th. Peter DeBorgia 15th. Stephen Littrell 16th. Eric Laurie in the 17th. Anthony English in 18th. Finishing 19th was Adam Kilday. Alex Green 20th. Andrew Schroeder 21st. Sean McCarr 22nd. Gabe Butler 23rd. Jeff Crosby Jr. 24th. Dustin Logston 25th. Adam Schramm 26th. Dave Hunt 27th. Doug Johnson 28th. And David Overstreet rounding out your 29 truck field tonight. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight here on MaxSpeedtv. Again, to the family of Randall. Again, from MaxSpeedtv, our thoughts and prayers are with you guys in this difficult time. Life is short, so we all know that. Unfortunately, there's not a lot to say to ease the pain. We just hope that we provided a little bit of a distraction doing something that obviously Randall loved to do and enjoyed doing with this community and these group of guys. So Well, that's going to do it for us tonight here on Maxspeedtv. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in on this special celebration tonight. Eric Grover out there, Josh Millum, Charlie Smith, David Overstreet with Checker Flag Motorsports, Rodney Cobb, and the Cobb family. I know we're watching, so thank you guys, and hopefully we again had some form of distraction in this horrible time for you guys. But just know that this whole community is praying and thinking about you and the whole Cobb family. But Merritt Clark out there, David Casper, Moose Pie, Bubba Winningham, Netsby out there tuning in, Jeremy Medlock out there in chat as well, William Littrell, Alex Green popping into chat for a minute. Let's see, am I missing anybody? Looks like Ryan Cobb out there as well. John Black, of course, Brendan Kennedy. I think I already said that, but thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. We appreciate each and every one of you. We love our fans. We're glad you showed up and in support of the OP community and the Cobb family as well. Just keep them in your thoughts and prayers. So that's going to do it for us here tonight. We will be back Thursday night, double broadcast, JM Squared with the J&K Lift Services Truck Series, and then myself with the OP Thursday Night Throwback Series. So until then, please, everybody have a good night. Stay safe. We will see you on Thursday.